Okay. Hello. My name is Tony Plocido, and I am your host this evening. Welcome to Poets and Pints number 107. That's right. We've been going for 9 years and now 2 months. So we have a special show for you tonight because I had very little to do with bringing it to you. We had a guest curator tonight, which is Cow Tipping Press. I'm going to bring them up in just a second here to tell you a little bit about cow tipping. But just know that they have these little surveys on the table. So there's a box on the table to put them in when you're done. So over the course of the night, if you could fill this out, that'd be really great. Other thing is you'll probably see these cards on the table, the Poets and Pints cards. If you know somebody who's a poet, or if you're a poet, you want to be on the show, go ahead and fill out the survey that's on the link on the back of this card, and we'll get you in the queue. And then eventually I email you and say, hey, you want to be on this show? And you say yes. That's how it works. So, gravity also works. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to bring up it's Rachel because my memory's good. Rachel from Cow Tipping Press is going to tell you all about their organization.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm going to try to be funny. I'm a comedy stage. Hello, group. I'm still too shy. Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel. I work at Cow Tipping Press. Thank you. I work at Cow Tipping Press. We're a local org teaching and publishing creative writing by adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Our mission is to change the narrative on disability both in practice and in print. So often when we're out at mics like this or at a library or opening Netflix or the newspaper, what have you, we don't see a lot of writing or media that is about people with disabilities. When we do, it's often really limited representations and often not self-representation. We often see medical model or kind of models of kind of pity or just really limited narratives. And so our mission is to change that. I won't stay up here for too long. I'm going to bring up our authors. But each of our classes is taught in partnership with local organizations. So day rooms, group homes, libraries, schools, and each book of ours, most books are collections of up to 10 authors from that class. I think we have 4 authors here tonight who are going to read from our newly published collection, The Forest is in a Wood House. So excited to bring those authors up soon. If you like what you hear tonight, there are more books for purchase on the table back there. They are $8, which is a steal. Beautiful collections. And we also have an option where you can subscribe to our books. It's kind of fun. We'll send you a colorful package 3 times a year with 5 new books. So you get 15 books over the course of the year. They make really fun presents for people you don't know, what else they need. They need these if they don't have them. So you can subscribe as well, and you can get that from Natalie back there or me. Yeah, with that, I just want to thank Tony and Cracked Walnuts for having us at this Poets and Pints this month. We're really excited to be here in brighter lights than normal. And yeah.
Do you accept autistic poets?
Yeah, and I think you'll hear from some tonight.
I'm one of them.
We don't take submissions for what that's worth. So to be published in a cow tipping book, you have to take a cow tipping class. We don't accept submissions. So yeah, that is how we work. Happy to chat more. We'll be around. But yeah, thank you so much for having us and hosting us. Also want to just make note that this class is funded by the Minnesota State Arts Board. So your tax dollars. Thank you. Okay, without further ado, do you need this book?
I have one.
Oh, excellent.
But the first person is in my phone.
Okay.
Well, they're not in my phone. Their information is though. Okay. So first we're going to bring up a person who taught one of the classes this year. Craven Was born and raised in Minnesota, and he's still not used to the winters.
Is anyone?
I like the winter. I'm weirdo though. His interests include reading, writing, video games, and barbecue. Hey, I'm with you on all of those things. He is now quadruple published by Cowtipping Press as he continues to live out his own words from one of his first books, Glorious Moments in Hell. Everybody, please welcome Sean Craven.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
All right. Well, as he just told you, I am going to be reading off a couple of my past works. I was a cow tipping author before I became an assistant teacher. So, without further ado,
Phones in there.
without further ado, I'll regale you with some shorts from one of the books I've published. If you want to find them, they're available on Kindle or in paperback on Amazon. Okay, this one is called Worn Away. I actually wrote this for my last book reading last year. So, okay. Sun shines, liquid gold on the water, smelling the salty air. The water rising and falling, pushing the waves to the shore, beating at terra firma like an angry beast as bit by bit is worn down. Surf, white as shark's teeth, spray high in beautiful violent splendor. Okay, and here's another one that was selected. It's called Beyond the Void. Now, I believe this was my second to last book. I looked ahead for what I didn't know. I stood alone by the desolate edge because no one else can tell me how to find what I cannot myself. I listened to the silence that rang like bells, enough to keep my soul at rest. I tried to reach it, but I pulled my fingers back. I don't need to see it. I don't need to touch it. It's enough just to be. Yep. So that's a sample of what you can expect from this book tonight. Speaking of which, I also wrote the foreword leading up to the collection. So here it goes. As a former cow tipping author, I can say with a degree of certainty that writing is hard for amateurs and professionals alike. But I like to think that for those of us brave enough to try, we can probably end up being surprised by our own ability. Over the course of 5 weeks, I had the pleasure of meeting people with just that kind of courage. People with disabilities, all coming from different walks of life to make their voices known. Watching them work with confidence as well as helping those who need an extra hand bringing out their ideas has been both a challenging and honestly fun experience. This collection offers a glimpse into the minds and hearts of its authors in a way that takes you past their limitations and lets you see the kind of unique individuals they really are. That's what cow tipping is, and everyone is welcome to take the plunge. All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, one more time for Sean Craven. Okay, so moving on to our next poet. Freya Roherty, right? Freya Roherty is a writer, poet, singer, positive, caring, kind, loving, good Samaritan, polite, and very outgoing person. She has lived in many places and made many friends. She has a loving wife and 2 feline children that are the apple of her eye, and she's always willing to help others wherever she can. She supports the Cow Tipping Press and their mission to get neurodivergent people's writings and words published and their exact words only policy. She feels being able to contribute to them has also made her a better person and a more networking outreach kind of person. She is 21 with 20 years of experience, and she's happy to say she loves Minnesota, and her wife, Sarah Graves, also in class, also here tonight. You'll hear from her later, but first,
Testing. So Sean, your last name's Craven?
That's right.
Well, let's just say he was raving about Craven for Raven. Not to be pressed.
That's so Craven.
That's so Craven, like totally. I think I'm sorry for the glitter on my face. So if I look like a disco ball right now, I do apologize. So
the lights.
no, it's all good. I mean, no, I'm good. If I go blind, it's all good. All right, so the first one is the planet of all time. There's a planet that all time is merged with each other. The time is basically irrelevant, and that the planet is a parallel Earth that all time has merged. The Earth there has 3 times the size of Jupiter and is the same habitable zone, just compensating for the mass of the planet, seeing Earth as is 3 times bigger. Time basically has everyone existing all at once, and that people kind of age the way they want to, meaning they can choose the age they want to be and live the timeline they want to live, but be in the future or past or present. They can coexist without fear of being taken over by other people from different eras of time. And either era of the Earth experiences their own time for an infinite amount of time. A little confusing there, isn't it? They can embrace other timelines, mortals, but also stay within their time as well. So I have to say this planet is at peace with all. That one's one of them. All right, so the next one, you might hear a theme here, just FYI. So I'll let you guess the theme after I'm done. The Battle of the Elements. There is a world where the battle of elements is taking place. There are fires and floods and quakes and tornadoes and even war. They have been raging the world for quite some time. They have been making the world uninhabitable. This has been happening for over 1 billion years, and there is nothing they can to save the world. Nothing until I come along and find this world while traveling to other dimensions. And I see this world as just a constant state of war. And yes, there is no people or animals on this planet, but there is breathable oxygen. So as of now, I am the lone person on this planet, and I am feeling all the elements basically all at once. Then I sit down and meditate and sit and get in tune with my aura and speak to the elements subconsciously. The fire, the floods, the quakes, the tornadoes, all pause. Then I tell them why you can't work together and bring peace to the world. Show some love and compassion to one another. If fire gets a bit angry, then water simmers them down. And if the earth gets a little bit shaky, then we can have wind and water heal the earth by giving life to it. And then the war of the elements stopped, and the elements calmed down, and they all lived, coinciding with one another in tranquil peace. I think the other one's page 25. So if you guys have the book in front of you, that's just all right. So, okay, this might give it away. The visitors from a frantic world. Okay, so world, got it, okay. All right. There's a visitor in my backyard, and he is looking like he must have made a wrong turn in their spaceship. He runs up to me and starts speaking some outlandish language. He then signs to me to speak. I then say, hello, welcome to Earth. You are in the lovely state of Minnesota, and my name is Freya. He then pressed some sort of gland on his forehead, and then within 15 seconds, he apologized and spoke, sorry, I forgot you can't understand our native language. I didn't know where I was, and my translating gland was off. So I had to decipher the language you spoke to activate the gland and what you call the brain. We call it our synapses. All our functioning comes from the synapses and gets processed in ways we can adapt and then become more understanding to others, especially other people from other planets and other ways of life. It usually takes our synapses to analyze what is going on, and what you call seconds is approximately 10 to 20 of your Earth seconds. I tell the alien, if you need any assistance, I know astronomy and I can pretty much make sure you are able to find your way home. The alien suddenly stopped being frantic and calmly said, thank you so much. Thank you, and I believe, yes. One of you guys are coming up. Tony, yes. I think, Sean has a question for me, right?
I forgot about that. Please,
Yeah.
Please.
Well, you weren't kidding about there being a theme.
No,
And I really liked your use of descriptive imagery.
thank you.
Would it be safe to assume that you are a sci-fi fan?
No, it can't be. No, not at all. Yeah, definitely. Definitely sci-fi fan, yes.
Well, what would you say you really took away from the class, that being the case?
Man, being able to really tap into my imagination, as you call it, and really write really good pieces, even if it was nonfiction, fiction, all the classes we did, I was able to kind of use my skill set and kind of branch out with even, the certain props that you're given. It was just a lot of fun. I think being able to be free to write what we wanted and make it exact words only was the really big whipped cream on the cake, or whatever you call it. I can't think of the saying. Icing on the cake. There you go. Icing on the cake. There you go.
Well, there you have it, folks.
All right. Thank you so much.
One more time for Freya, please. Very good. Now, from Freya, we go to the other half here. Sarah Graves-Roherty is 29 years old. She loves to cook and draw. She has a passion for learning languages. She also loves to learn about other cultures. Sarah plays music by ear and is a classically trained vocalist. Her hobbies also include writing, video gaming, and lastly, collecting stuffed animals. Please put your hands together for Sarah Graves-Roherty.
Hello. So my first writing is called Ready Player 456. Thank you. Hello, I'm assuming you're visitor number 456. Is that correct? Yes, please explain your world to me. Absolutely. It's pretty simple. You play the game of life as all rules are explained. If not, you get eliminated. Wow, okay. I won't let you down. Sorry, trying to get the page here. Okay. And this one is called Nature Feels Too. So, you are interested in nature, but did you not know that the earth has feelings similar to a human? The grass, when it blows in the wind, and the dew running through it, on a brisk spring morning, may feel like the taste of salt. dripping from a tear when humans cry. The song of a bird, quaintly flying by, maybe singing a song of sadness, or maybe it is feeling powerful as a phoenix rising from the ashes. Sometimes the sky will have feelings too. This is the reason, and sun. The trees, some small, some tall, have lived many, many years and have experienced many, many things. Even the rocks, who eat nothing, feel the lapse of time as they sit with people sitting on them. Other rocks smashing into them from outer space, cracking them open, sprinkling them into small dust particles. The point is, nature feels as so do we. So do not harm nature, as nature will not harm you. Wow, I didn't know such beauty could exist. Thanks for the insight. And my last one is called Dearest Rainbow Baby. Dearest Rainbow Baby, I haven't met you yet. Maybe I won't get that chance. Yet here in my deepest, most dreaming of my soul, here you are. I thought you'd arrive eventually. I had been so hopeful in my heart that one day the pitter-patter of your tiny little twinkling toes would be tapping away on the floors of our so far non-existent cherrywood floors of the home we hope to live in one day. That one day we would see your cutest, chubbiest, rosy cheeks as you blow out your third birthday candles. I had always dreamed of picking out your new school clothing as you grow older and grow and grow and grow. But even if I only ever get to dream of what you'd be like or who you'd become, all I can say is I still will love and continue to dream and grow my heart for you and for every other person I meet, have met, or will encounter. Maybe I cannot will my way into it being in the cards for us to be parents. However, the small piece in my heart that has those huge dreams of being a mother can be used to wrap my love around myself and those around me, who most definitely could need a little more care. So, my rainbow baby, my love, I may never have a physical presence of you. What I do know, though, is I have loving for others who I do have in this world, and that maybe in the next, I can truly physically hold your hand as we walk together into the sunset, home from the park across the street. And little one, I will keep dreaming the dream of you and smiling with every bit of hope and strength in my heart. One day, my dear one, I will manifest you. Signed, Mama.
Well, that was really touching, I have to say. And I noticed that each of your works has a slightly different theme to it, like you drew from different facets of your life.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is your biggest inspiration when it comes to writing?
Oh geez. Probably just I know that my grandma especially, she passed away recently and I had kind of stopped writing for a while, but I always was I wanted to join class because in honor of her, and she was always writing really descriptive, fun things with lots of themes. So I guess that's kind of where I draw from as well.
Well, I think if she were here tonight, she would definitely be proud.
Thank you.
How's everybody doing? Let's get another round of applause for Sarah, please. Excellent. Our next poet, her name's Noa Makinen Brown. Okay. She plays 9 instruments. Holy cow. Loves hanging out with family. She loves doing diamond art. She has autism. Me too. And cerebral palsy. She has 3 sisters, 2 brothers, and she loves cow tipping class and painting. Please put your hands together for Noa.
The first one is called Back to My Roots.
Yeah, you want to pull that up?
Yeah.
You totally
it's
can.
Too
Just
short.
wrap it around.
It's too
Yep,
short.
that way. There you go.
It was too short.
Do you want it higher?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Back to my roots. I woke up this morning with the sun shining bright, feeling along deep down inside. For a simple life where the air is clean and the grass is green. I will dust off my boots, my old trusted guitar, reconnect with the land near and far. In the arms of the land that shaped my soul, I'll find my peace and make me whole. Back to my roots, to the fields and the mud, where the world is simple and the love runs true. I am coming home back to you, chasing big city lights, lost in a race, but now I'm yearning for an old familiar space. And the last one is called Loved One at Heart. I have a friend who took care of me when I was young, a friend who loved us all so much God called him home, who took care of me like a dad my mom wished never ended so soon, a friend who at heart loved pets, Browse, and Ford, a friend who loved to hang out, play with kids. I have a friend who loved us so much. It hurts our family how he served this country he loved and gave up to fight the ones who attacked our United States, who sacrificed his life to serve for peace on this earth. I have a friend who took care of our family when not sick, a friend who would do it all over again if he didn't pass unexpected. Fish can't sleep in our camper beds. I have a friend who took care of me like a dad when young, a friend my mom who's in tears a lot, which never ended soon. You might think I have many friends, but I have one. It's called Loved One at Heart. It's called Loved One at Heart. You might think I have many friends, but it's called Loved One at Heart. I'm referring to my grandpa.
The two you have in the best of volume?
Yeah.
I flagged the other one. I'll hold it for you.
This one's my
I'll hold it for you. It's open to your page, and then I stuck the paper in the other one.
Oh, you got both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll do this one.
Okay.
The last one I'll do. The last.
You can do them both if you want.
The last one is called Granddaughter's Farewell to Her Grandpa. A young girl, 6 years old, her grandpa first brought her up north. A 3-hour drive away where there's crops on the farming field. In the country, out of town, monogamous, he lived his life. He loved the countryside. He loved the dirt on the road where he rides his four-wheeling trucks for fun. He loves to cook and bake sometimes. He is the country living years, where he wakes up at dawn, hear the rooster crows, cooks eggs from my cousin's farm next door, works all day until sun goes down. He loves to be fishing on a boat and sleep in the camper with grandchildren he loves, roasting marshmallows and make s'mores on a campfire every time he is the country living year, where he rides his orange Corvette to any place. He wears hats all the time. A 3-hour drive away where he served the peace he loved. The country out of town, and I'm in my grandpa lived in the trailer house. He loved the countryside all the time. A young girl, 6 years old, her grandpa brought her up north where there's trees, plants, animals on the farm field. He is the country living life in the country out of town monogamous. He lived his life on a farm. When you're gone, life will leave us. We will all fly from the sky. We are the wind, the breeze. If I go one day, don't cry for me. I am not there. You see, I didn't die. I am the uplift rush. I am the ash and dust. If I had to live my life, I live it until my death. So when I'm gone, don't call me on the phone. I won't be there to answer. I am the soul that lives in the air. I am the glimpse in the snow. I am free. I am a touch of hands and feet. I am a child of thee.
Oh, Noah, I have to say those were all very heartfelt. I remember when I helped you write a couple of these, and I think they really paint a picture of your life. And what would you say that your favorite thing about this class was? And do you think you'd ever go for it again?
I would have chose the country soul that we wrote together. It was also included with my grandpa in it, and it was trying to fit a theme with my grandpa this time.
Yeah. You think you'd ever go for this course again or something like it, or it was just a
Yeah.
one time? All
I'll
right.
go again.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure working with you over the semester.
Yeah.
Okay. One more time for Noah. Microphone. I hate microphones. All right. So we are a little bit ahead of schedule, but actually that's kind of perfect because usually we're really pressed against the clock, but now you actually have time. We're going to take a break here in just a moment. You have time to go explore the Cow Tipping Press table, talk to the wonderful people from Cow Tipping Press, as well as the poets that are here. And then when we come back from the break, we're going to have an open mic. So please don't go anywhere because people love to share their work as well. And just remember, if you signed up for the open mic, if you haven't been here before, the rule is one poem, 2 minutes or less. Just keep that in mind so that we can get through as many people as possible. Now, we're part of the League of Minnesota Poets. So Cracked Walnut, which is the local chapter of the League of Minnesota Poets. Poets and Pints is the show for Cracked Walnut, one of the shows, I should say. We are a nonprofit, so we live off of donations. So I'm going to pass around a hat. It's a free show. If you don't have anything to put in here, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. don't feel bad. But if you can spare anything, please drop it in here. If you don't have cash, we also have these tents on the table. There's a PayPal code you can scan and you can donate that way. So there's lots of different ways you can do it, but I'm gonna pass this around and I'll turn the music back on. But yeah, just talk amongst yourselves. If you don't know, if you've never been here, through those doors is where the bathrooms are. So all the bathrooms are that way. And remember, get drinks over there. I'm gonna put some busing tubs on the bar, so when you're done with your drinks, you can put them in there. Otherwise, we'll see you in just a few. I'm in no hurry. Hey everyone, how's it going?
About as well as could be expected.
You probably don't have to yell from there. Although I do have tinnitus, so maybe you do. Or tinnitus. I hate tinnitus. I say tinnitus because tinnitus sounds dumb. Everybody please come back to your seats. That's a song I wrote. I mean, they're doing business, so I don't really want to break it up. Us nonprofits, we gotta stick together. Did you see the thing I invited you to, by the way, Christy? There's a puzzle contest at LTD Brewery.
Yeah, I haven't looked that far ahead.
I invited you, Marcy, and Sunshine. I live in Hopkins. I'll show up at the very least if I can. And plus, that's a really good brewery. So. Hello. Rachel. Hi. Tell everybody to come back. Well, not shh, but just come back. This isn't school. You don't have to be quiet. Well, I mean, be quiet when people are reading, because it's just nice. All right, we're going to do our open mic now. But I wanted to say that, because it hasn't been mentioned once, that it is National Poetry Month. And that's why we like to do special little things, especially when they're educational based like this for National Poetry Month. Last year we had all teachers on, which was kind of neat. I didn't turn off the music. See, there's music. 1 second. I don't know how to do it.
It's very subtle. Either that or I'm going down.
Okay.
Either it's very subtle or I'm going down.
Okay, sorry, Frank, but we gotta do a show here. Okay. So, again, everybody comes up, remember, one poem, 2 minutes or less, that includes your intro. So, starting right out, Sarah, why don't you give me a number 1 through 12? 7. Julie! Oh, there you are.
Hi. So I like to write about my kids, and one of them is 22, so I guess not really a kid, and the other will be 18 in a couple weeks. So this is kind of going back to childhood. Un journée. I had such aspirations then. I thought I could design my world. A birth plan, scoffed at by professional baby catchers. Birth. Oh, just the beginning, but what did I know? Like a wedding, but what means marriage? An ordination before a priesthood. A ceremony, lovely, and lasting just a minute before a lifetime. As the child, the couple, the congregation represents, belongs to, exists in, outside the body. And then, an emergency, cord-wrapped cord, care, for which we chorus thanks, the ever afterwards question asked in quietude. Could we ever give up slinging groceries? Who has ever paused to consider that word? Instead, laying plans for backyard chickens in our Oakland acreage. Plums and lemons that grew into curd and clafouti with the lightest of plucking, purveying, promising. Desire, a full 4 months to ease you into this world. Reality, professional wage slaves daren't say, I won't. And then, no, this world and its strictures was not ready for your squalling self. Not now, not ever. In sickness and in health, care, insurance, neither. The shape my maternal rage, a plastic swimming pool, a failing neighborhood school. Seeking the geographical cure, we moved house. Heave ho, the house followed the wise. We could, and we did. Generation next, may you be place-based. May you stay in your space and receive all ever that you need.
All right. Freya, give me a number 1 through 11.
Well, I can't say 7, right?
Sure.
She just.
I know, but it's random order.
Okay.
I have a different starting place, and it's really
I'm
all
just saying. Okay, let's just do 5.
5. That is Eric.
This piece is called Cage Door. The cage door was left ajar again today. Little birdie, fly away. Pray, little birdie, pray. An alarm clock breaks the morning silence. It's spring again, and the trees are bustling with life. Ancient cuckoos and grandfathers tick away, chime on the hour, remembering when it was their numbers that set the stage for the day. Electronic birds claw away. The tape keeps rewinding, the book keeps unbinding, the past keeps reminding. Business at the patent office was slow this year. They're considering reducing staff. They are new ant machines, a new and improved nest. The little birdie hopes and prays. The nest will leave the cage. The alarm will hit the right note. She sits in the cage door again today. Thank you, everyone.
Rachel, give me a number 1 through 10.
3.
3. Rick.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. The sun has set, correct?
Likely.
I haven't been outside in like 2 hours.
Well, I was staying up late tonight to read you this poem, so I just want to make sure it was after dark. If you're gonna have a night light, you gotta do it after the sun goes down. So he wanted a short poem, and I always.
Wait 1 minute for sunset.
Oh. Well, that'll leave me 1 minute to read the poem, because he said I only get 2 minutes.
We're on the East Coast.
This is a poem from 2017, and it's called Lyricism Brings It. What is the art of speaking extravagantly? Charles Ives has defined music as such the art. So the art of speaking extravagantly. No prospect in verse of extravagance then, unless it be in song. Lyrics require that words not stand in the way, and meaning alone arrives in simplicity, in elegance. No prospect in the lyric of elegance then, unless it be in its meaning. Much like a locomotion coming right down the track, careening at a certainty of aim. Thank you.
Bethany, 1 through 9. 7. Coral.
I'm gonna try to do this in 2 minutes, but I've never told my story before, and you guys have given me the environment. So I joined the Autism Society of Minnesota Coffee Club in September. And at the Melkwood week or whatever one, I said that, probably said that wrong, the one on Monday, they said, why don't you join the Cow Tipping Press? And so I'm thinking about in a year, possibly volunteering, possibly joining, we'll see. And so that was one of my first group, one of my in-person groups, and I was diagnosed late. And I ended up getting close to a group of people in their 20s, and it's very likely that we're gonna be, I'm gonna have to separate from them. And they're in my poem, as is my, after I got diagnosed and came back to work in person, we had one neurodiverse student who we are very hyper fixated on. And so they're all in my poem, and I'm torn that I have to, probably will have to not see them again. So I'm thinking about titling this poem, My Community, trying to figure out how to write a poem about my experience. This is my community. I discovered it recently. I'm still new and can still make mistakes. Few can speak about this accurately. Diagnosed at 40, right after my natural doctor explained I really do have, how I really do have autism. People believe it's when I'm in group with them on the spectrum. I told a teacher and my fellow tutor of 12 years who'd worked with autistic middle school students and the disability advisor where I worked for 12 years. And they still act like I can't be like that noticeably neurodiverse student we provide tutoring and advising services for. Our labels aggravate me. I am trying to be careful not to use them. The labels cause me to make sure to get my diagnosis. I try to use information to change the minds of the staff in meetings, tutoring reports on our student, a presentation of autism and one on ADHD study ideas. I use my own OT results for the person on autism, still do not recognize me. They were received at probably about age 42, detailing sensory challenges I barely understood. It is not logical for someone to wake up with inside facts about autism and ADHD. I read books, went to online conferences. I don't know why they don't recognize me at work. They work with 25% disabilities. Online and in-person groups, and heard stories at diversity trainings, healing and writing groups, and random places in my community. I am still at awe at my like-minded community. There are artists, nonconformists, peaceful people talking about cultural and even religious diversity, social justice minds, global minds, people who won't follow society, and repeat the past, breaking away from prejudice, finding truth on their own, and developing ideas for a new civilization. The benefits of special interests are reflected in the strengths of our community. Careers, special interests can lead to harmony in a community. Special interests can lead to relaxed citizens. Special interests truth. I am admiring the gifts in the people I converse with and seeking to understand, especially as I deeply encourage older youth and deeply learn about their passions and interests. This is my community. We can contribute to a better world. Why are we so overlooked even in diversity education? This is my community. People are missing out about on the beauty of our minds, the unity we see, and the purity and kindness in us. This is my community. Here I stand at almost the midpoint of my life, age 44. I have heard more than 100 stories, and I want to tell the world.
What in the? No, got it. Somehow. All right, gravity had its moment there. Okay. So that was very interesting to me because I was a late in life diagnosis for autism as well. I found out when I was 47, which was like, it hasn't happened yet, actually. But yeah, it's a crazy thing. The only thing I can say, the only thing I can say that's cool is that the test for autism, at least part of it, is like playing with toys, and I really like that part. Okay. You didn't get to play with toys?
No.
Oh man, I had these little puzzle things that I had to do. It was cool. Anyway. I'm just gonna pick somebody. Jake! Come on up. Now, Jake is an interesting person because he was on the very first Poets and Pints show 9 years ago.
Hello. Good job cow tipping people. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's good. All right, this one's called Personal Growth. Down with green, we want yellow. World of doubt, bring me a brick road. Leave a snort of mortar. Grapes crushed to rancidity, left you age and prosper. This overripe, flabby fruit ready to burst. The whole milk with a squeeze of lemon left outside for a spell. It's magic, the safe smell of death. Connections between organic, us versus them. Point life stretches toward the sun, while we free are imprisoned by the choices. The best way to catch our sun cannot be told. Some sell the things they make, some themselves. Either give everything infrequently or a little bit all the time. The toil of each individual stretch, to move this way or not, or to simply let yourself fall between the two tall oaks. Getting the infrequent raise by luck or accident still helps you grow. And
Okay. Okay. All right. So moving right along here, we have 7 left on the list. So somebody give me number 1 through 7.
4.
4 is what I heard. 4 is Tom. Here it comes with grand opening even. Like we just first through the door. Tom. Lift the, yeah, there you go.
yeah.
Not that one, this one.
Oh, that's what a lot saying. I gotcha.
This piece is called Skeleton Stars. My son sings songs, misreads lyrics, and still swears he is correct. Lately, I've been lizard sneeze, dreaming about the things that we could be. I laugh and imagine alligator allergies like animated fantasies. He heard it, so it must be right, and I, a fan of such a fangless fallacy. I bought my home knowing no one would know what it meant. It was a cold and encoded descent from a frozen Minnesota rent. My family and friends said that I was just a little kid. Maybe they were right. But lately I've been thinking, brave in my decisions. I was saved by my ambition. Little as it was, fiddle with this home I bought just until I make it middle like it's Goldilocks. Tell my son these scars I got from fixing up the home. I blame these bears that came, and sure enough, I couldn't take the risk, so I hit them with the fisticuffs. He laughs. I know he doesn't really care yet where we live. But it was this home and these scars where we would lay upon the roof and see the stars, where I would tell him each tiny twinkle in your gaze are vibrant single days that you will live. Some weeks pass like Orion, fall asleep and wake up fighting all those people evil in your mind, but you can leave them there behind you. I tell him Lepus is the bunny running from Orion and his dogs. He remembers vividly the housewarming where our dog Elsa, the ice queen, ripped a rabbit to pieces 2 meters from the kids. He loves that Lepus is never hurt. Frozen in that dark memory, oh, phonetically, hope is our 3-letter word. As your eyesight fades, so do the days, from overdue to colder to amazing. Could these seasons even change without my son? That first winter, I drove through the worst blizzard to pick him up with no stars to guide us home in an old car in my unlucky hands. I am a stranger in a dangerous land. I made a plan to keep fighting even if I needed to retreat. Each tire a different serpent slithering through these slick city streets. It's the first time he will see our home. And we will make it. We never waited through the cold. If I had patience, I'd be satiated on my own. No, I had to get us through this night. But I slid a Minnesota slide through a little snow, and even though they tried, my tires didn't slow within the glowing light red above the ice, which glistened so radiant to only find my tires screeching 4 words. Could you replace us? No, it is not really in the budget. My son casually rewrites classics in the back seat. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be skeleton stars.
And now, next to the mic is someone I haven't seen read poetry in 247 years, 48 years? Yeah, it's Christy!
Happy to be here. I am not neurodiverse, but I know someone very closely who might be.
Sing.
Right. My poem is called Trumpet Child. And I did steal the title from an Over the Rhine song, but the rest is mine. When you are broken and break more, sometimes no one will notice. The already small fragments growing smaller seem less sharply out of the ordinary. At some point, it all reduces to a fine powder that lifts and blows in any wind. Below the surface, you drift and settle, form yourself around the landscape, freeze, melt, harden. Only someone who saw the infinity of detail you hold, down to the spectacular feat of counting each hair on your head and tracking the flight pattern of each sparrow on your windowsill could find you then when you dissipate, and would take the time necessary to purchase the fixer-upper money-hole house of need you become. The eyesore on the side of the town that no one imagined anything would ever be done with. And I just realized I only copied half of the poem, so 1 second. That no one imagined anything would ever be done with. I think I have the rest on my phone somewhere here. Got it. All right.
It's not fire. Don't worry.
No. Oh, the hours this lover will put into doctoring thy helpless case, the moments this father will lavish, fathering thy fatherless face. I say it in secret. You can speak it out loud. You have been lost, but you will be found. It is true they don't notice, and they can't understand. But there's still someone to hold your wavering hand, who will draw you from death unto the living land. Believe in the trumpet, listen for its sound. You have been lost, but you will be found.
That was Christy and her backup singer. Next up to the mic, we have Barry.
I have a couple of fuddy-duddy medieval form poems. I am tricky with whippersnap claptrap. I love to yap with electrical zap, to fandangle onomatopoeia, to ogle a caboodle of gaga. Oh, to slap with a marvelous thunderclap. This is a rap worthy of a dunce cap. Is poetry not worth a bottle cap? I am tricky with claptrap whippersnap. To mystify like a Maharaja, to entice with the smile of a Buddha, to clap with a marvelous thunder slap. I love to zap with electrical yap. I am tricky with whippersnap claptrap. Lazy poets aren't in for a boodle. We are as straight as a ramen noodle. Our rigmarole is a flap doodle. All of our energy goes to a rap. Opprobrium becomes an easy trap. Sarcasm degenerates to claptrap. With the dignity of a toy poodle, vocabulary is our caboodle. With the ploy of a word like wang doodle, we deserve a credibility gap. From poetry to wealth, there is a gap. To earn our money is a handicap. We are not as popular as strudel. To Google and ogle, we use Google, to goggle and ogle, we use Google. With coy definitions to canoodle. Thank you.
Next up, we got Anna.
Sorry, I don't want to listen to it. Perfect, thank you. All right, I have a short poem for you guys tonight. It's titled Doors of the Mind. You cannot force a mind to change or make someone see what you see. Persuasion can only go so far. True transformation must come from within. The doors of the mind are tightly shut and only the owner holds the key. You can knock and beg and plead, but it is their choice to let you in. Love may open some doors, but not all are willing to receive.
It's up to each individual soul to decide what they're ready to believe. So don't try to force a mind to change or make someone see what you see. They are on their own journey, and it is up to them to set themselves free. Thank you.
Next up, we got Charlie.
Try not to become the entertainment by knocking everything over.
That's been done.
Yes, it's been done, yes. Me too, on a previous night. This is a wonderful program, by the way, and I really appreciate what we've heard so far. I have to do this poem is about 4 pages and way more than 2 minutes, so I'm going to summarize the setting and then read the very last portion. How many of you know where Ide Mill Road is in St. Paul?
It's that weird.
Yeah, it's a weird.
That's the weird place, right? It is weird, and it has a very long and very weird history from the time of when the Native Americans were in the area, and then they were chased out, and then the next group was chased out, and so forth and so on. So this is the last portion of this poem. The history of Ide Mill Road is a history of taking, of decisions imposed on the less powerful. Settlers replaced the Dakota. Treaties were a fiction to cover theft. The fickle nature of developers, first excited by the water, which was plentiful in the area, then seeing it as a nuisance and pushing it underground. The rail right-of-way obtained at a bargain price from a foreclosed property. A road built in the face of objections, opposition blocking both ends. Compromises encouraged community input and then ignored it. And underneath it all, the water remains, waiting, waiting, waiting.
Next up, we have Jordan.
By the way, I've knocked the mic over too, so I think there's a club. We got a support group on Wednesdays after the show. The tree that wouldn't burn. One tree is set aflame and lights the one next to it. And this happens again and again, the whole forest over, until one tree refuses to burn against all odds. Maybe the rain fell heavier there, or the wind blew slightly in a different direction, or the sun didn't shine so bright. Or it was the tree's pure determination to persist. But this tree didn't burn like all those before it, and I'm glad for it, and all the trees after, and all the trees that live in its shade. Thanks, Dad.
Well, I'm letting everybody live in their thunder for a minute. All right, next up we have Jesse. We had to sit on the opposite end of the building.
Gotta get my steps in. I loved it tonight. I resonated, I think, with everybody's pieces. And I'm gonna do a shameless plug. I'm gonna take more than 2 minutes because Tony loves me. I'm doing a poetry reading tomorrow night in Blaine at the library, and it's a motherhood themed poetry reading. There's gonna be 4 of us that are reading, and it is also by your Minnesota League of Poets and the library. What is the library? Northtown
branch of the Anoka County Library.
Thanks, Bill. And on the theme of motherhood, I'm going to read a poem, but I'm not talking about mothers in the general sense. I'm going to talk about Mother Earth because it's Earth Day coming up. So this is called Mother Ocean, and I thought about it the last time that I was in Hawaii, and I was literally standing in the ocean with like waves crashing onto me. It's my happy place. Mother Ocean. I am fire, Sagittarius born, made mostly of water. Being human now, she calls me Mother Ocean. Mostly her Pacific side, I don't know why. There's something about heading west that's healing. Standing on her shore, I feel insignificant and jubilant all at once. My tears and worries released. My salt becomes her salt. Every time, like the first time, I stand in awe. The rumbling waves, the melodic sound, slowing and matching my aching, beating heart. Just like a mother's soothing lullaby, she tells the secrets of life with each rise and fall of her tide. Take care of her. Take care of each other. Take care of your precious selves. We only get to do this once.
My turn. Oh yeah, Tony. All the way to the stage. No, I've read this poem here before, but it seems very apropos for tonight because it is about learning about my diagnosis. So it's called Processing. There wasn't a diagnosis for me. It was the 80s, where you opened the door and threw your kids outside to ride or hide and race the sun back home. But nobody knew I wasn't processing. In high school, when every class is hard, you find ways to make it seem easy. When the teacher said, "What's the square root of 81?" I was still wondering if I'd ever seen a square-shaped root. I was still wondering if other people thought about roots in math class. I was still wondering. And nobody knew I wasn't processing. And as an adult, in all of my relationships, there always came a moment where her emotions, valid as they were, simply caused me to shut down or shut off. I didn't understand the situation. I didn't know the questions to ask. I didn't fulfill their expectations, and nobody knew I wasn't processing. So damn near 50 in my everyday life, I have a diagnosis under my belt. I have an explanation, but I'm saddened by misunderstandings. I'm still overthinking underwhelming situations. I'm still unfamiliar to my family, and this will continue to paint my soul a color that will always feel weird. It will always frustrate me to not have the answer, even though I know I'm not really processing. Thank you, everybody. This has been Poets and Pints number 107. I want to thank Freya Roherty, Sarah Graves-Roherty, Noa, I forgot your last name, I'm sorry, but Noa, and Sean. Sean is in the ether somewhere. And then Natalie and Rachel from Curated, Curated Press in general. Thank you so much for coming. We are here every month on the third Wednesday. The next one is May 15th. Put it in your calendars right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wait. No, I won't. We do have a poet coming from Kansas City, so if you could be here to support that, that would be great. Otherwise, we have, it's only 8:30, which is great. Usually we're ending like with 9 minutes to go. So this is kind of cool. So go ahead and hit that table one more time. Buy books if you haven't bought books. Talk to the Cow Tipping Press people. Freya has a question.
I want to do one of my original poems, if it's okay, if I could come up and do my.
Freya wants to do one of the original poems. Are we for it? You're for it.
I gotta find it, but I know where it is. So it's in this phone somewhere. I just have to.
Thanks.
I'm gonna sneak through here. Okay, knock over the candles because you don't want to burn down the place. Like those fake candles will burn down the place. But anyway. Oh, now apparently I have TikTok open. That's just great.
Which is fun.
Okay, so drive. All right. So just a backstory about this poem. In high school, I believe, oh wow, now the mic is moving. Anyway, I was a sophomore, I believe. It was spring break. I told my friend to tell his girlfriend how much he cared. He was cutting. He was, self-harming. And I told her, you need to be open about this. Lo and behold, the girlfriend didn't take it that well, and he ended up killing himself on spring break. So this was my first suicide I ever experienced. So this is my first poem and first anti-suicidal poem. It's called Life, and I think you guys will like this. So, life is a door of opportunities, so keep it open. Life is to be cherished, not to be thrown away. Life is not to avoid problems, but to prevent them from happening. Life is to love, not to kill. Life is like a candle, don't blow it out. Life is like a seed, let it grow. Life has its limits, so enjoy it while you can. Life has many paths, choose the right one and stick to it. Those who misuse it, lose it. Those who don't, won't. Thank you.
We can. What is your name?
Go for it. Dana.
Dana? Dana is going to come up here and do a poem.
The glasses have to come off. If I can see you, it isn't going to work.
All right, but that's all you're allowed to take off. This is not that kind of statement.
Oh, in your dreams. When I was 5 years old, I had anxiety and depression and panic attacks, and nobody knew. I lived my life in a world I didn't understand. I couldn't figure out how everybody else had it so easy, and I couldn't figure out what the was going on. When I was 39, I was diagnosed with depression. It took a year and a half to learn how to live not depressed once the meds kicked in, but it still wasn't enough. My friends kept telling me, "You're autistic." I am not. Look at me. I make eye contact. I hold a job. I can talk. I'm not autistic. When I was 62, I got to the point where I couldn't do this anymore. And I said, "Give me the test." The end result was, and I quote, "Congratulations. You failed spectacularly. You have autism, you have ADHD. No wonder you had problems." And once that herd of elephants was off my back, I got sad at all that I had missed, and then I got angry. Oh, that was a very interesting day, and I'm still angry. Because I look at the people who used to see me over here in the corner. You were all over here doing your thing, not talking to me because I'm weird. You didn't understand what was going on. You didn't know that I didn't know. You thought I was different. You thought I was strange. You thought I was difficult. You thought I was being obstructive on purpose. And I lost so many jobs because I couldn't figure it out. And I got to a place where they let me be me. And my manager said, do what you need to do for yourself. The work will wait. I wish you could all work for her. I have done more in the past 6 months than I did in the previous 62 years. And I refuse to allow people to dismiss me anymore. I am eloquent. I am effective. I am ebullient to be a frigging chance. I can do things you don't even know exist because you're in your tiny little box. And I look at that and I say, there's a box? Nobody told me there was a box. There's a box? I do things now that I always wanted to do. I do things now that I'm good at. I do things now that I have people tell my boss how wonderful I am because I don't just listen to what you said. I dig into what you said and I find out what you really mean and what you really need. And I give it to you. And I'm happy. So, dear neurotypical world and all the people in my past lives who didn't understand why Dana was so weird. You cannot dismiss me anymore.
And now we're going to have Noah back up for one more.
Disability is a matter of perception. Disability rights. Disability justice. Disability is a neurodiverse who have their unique way but beautiful. Disability is a different way of learning. Disability is a matter of perception.
Okay, so now we're really going to end the show. But all these little tents, if you could collapse them and throw them on the bar, as well as bring your candles to the bar, that would be very helpful for me for cleaning up. Not the candle holders, just the candles. The candle holders can stay on the table. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming. I'm so appreciative for Cow Tipping Press for being here. I'm appreciative to everybody who read tonight. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you next month.